Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 21.
Look like we just gonna be here for the rest of the year, y'all. We gonna be on Married at First Sight, Episode 2032. And I hope y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. We got a lot to get into, but at the same time, not much of any difference.
I really thought that this would be Decision Day Part 2.
No.
They played us.
No, they're not.
They played us.
There's no decision, guys. They just gonna keep showing us these quote-unquote miserable couples, basically.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Emily, Claire, and Becca are together.
Yeah.
They're just commiserating at this point.
Uh-huh.
Their guys have never texted them. Mm-hmm. Becca is wondering what else Austin has lied about. Mm-hmm. Claire says that Cameron feels guilty and couldn't look her in the eye. That's why he had to get up and walk away.
Claire, shut up. I'm sorry.
Claire just want to be down. Okay. She want to commiserate too.
Trust me, that's not how it went. Okay. Claire, just be quiet, please.
Chloe and Michael, they actually volunteer at an animal sanctuary. Mm-hmm. This is a dream of Chloe's to where she would like to have an animal sanctuary. Mm-hmm. They meet a disabled cow. Chloe starts crying. They pet the goats. And their work for the day is to rake up piles of poop, which I really didn't see them doing. Chloe's dream is to have the sanctuary. Michael asked about the size. Mm-hmm. Is it like this or is it going to be something smaller? And she said she'd probably do about half the size, but it also depends on the animals that she has and how much space they need. She wants to take more senior and special needs animals. Mm-hmm. She also wants to be a foster mom and have 5 children at a time. She wants older kids who are harder to place, middle school, high school, the ones who have behavioral problems, and she wants each kid to have their own bedroom.
So they live in in an 8-bedroom house?
I guess they living on a ranch somewhere is what it's sounding like.
So hold on. She wants an animal sanctuary.
Yes.
And she wants to adopt 5 kids, she say?
Foster
5 kids. Mm-hmm. Basically help raise them until they're old enough to be on their own, basically.
Yeah, or till they can get them reconciled with their parents. Uh-huh.
And they all have their own room?
Yep.
Chloe,
and I guess they come out and help out at the sanctuary too.
This is what I asked. Before you signed up for this process, how come you didn't start the process on this? Where is your first foster child? Your second? You get what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden people dreams get bigger when they realize that they got another person to help?
Yeah.
Like this is not a single person dream, because if it was a single person dream, you would have been already in the middle of it.
Yeah. So
I just feel like, Chloe, you're doing a lot for someone that you just met.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. Now, it's not nice of me to go and listen to somebody's dream and be like, that's wild. But I heard it. She want an animal sanctuary. She want 5 foster kids.
At one time.
At one time. Right? And she wants them to have their own room. So they got to at least make enough money for them to, quote unquote, house these people and these animals.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Blair?
Well, let me first tell you what Michael thinks.
Okay.
Michael thinks he doesn't want to press her on the dream. He just wants to understand the vision at this point.
Oh, listen here.
Now, he's just trying to gather the information and make sense of it. Now, what I think about it, I think it is a very noble dream, and I think it's something she should go for.
Noble?
Yeah.
Why noble?
Because she's willing to take in people and animals who are having a hard time.
But I have a question.
That is a noble dream.
If you don't have the quote unquote.
But let me finish.
Go ahead. Because I'm like, I don't think it's noble at all, actually.
Okay.
I think it's irresponsible.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I think it is a noble dream that she wants to help people and animals in this way at this level.
Okay.
But I do think that if this is a dream that she really has, at what point was she planning on getting started? Chloe, not to like age whatever, but Chloe's in like, I think her mid to late 30s at this point. So I'm just wondering, have you started the foster process? Have you started saving up for this big house? Like, or are these dreams that you would love to happen, but if they don't manifest, you'll be okay with it? And I think that's where Michael's at, is just like, I hear what you're saying, but like, where exactly are we in this process? Yeah. And it's pretty much, to me, it sounds like a far-fetched dream of somebody saying, I'm going to be CEO of Coca-Cola, or something like that.
Shout out to the ones who became CEOs of Coca-Cola. No,
I don't know if they had that dream when they were in their 30s, late to mid 30s, and said they're going to do it within the next 20 years. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
But basically, I say that these might be dreams of a single person because I don't see how you have dreams that are this going to require so much work and are also thinking about another person. Because for somebody saying that they're going to own an animal sanctuary and you're going to have a partner and you're not going to be able to hire people at first, are you considering if your partner even wants to do this?
That's why I'm like, noble.
So are you considering the fact that you are married to somebody who's going to have to put in the same time and effort? Or do they want that? Because to me, it sounds like a 2+ person job, as well as the 5 foster kids who are going to have behavioral health issues and going to be the hard to place ones. That sounds like a lot of work for one person. Do you think your partner wants to do all of that? And I don't think she's thinking about a partner. I think she's thinking about herself, what she wants. And I'm hoping that with her being in a relationship, and I hope that Michael kind of voices his concerns a little bit more, that maybe she can tailor her dreams to something that they both could work on, because it seems like it's going to be more than a one person job.
Yeah. That's why I didn't get noble. I got irresponsible because I'm like, if you don't have the capacity to take care of an animal sanctuary or the capacity to really give a loving home to 5 foster kids, you basically taking them from one dangerous situation and putting them into another one.
Okay.
And I'm like, if Michael's not in on this dream, I don't even think you're in on this dream, because what's stopping you? Like I said, where's her foster kid? You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's kind of like, this gonna sound kind of crazy, but it's kind of like you dating someone throughout all their teenage years, throughout all their 20s. Y'all get married in y'all 20s, right? And then at 30, when y'all have a kid, she says, I'm going back to school. You're like, wait a minute. Before the baby, you had time to go to school. You had time to go and follow your dreams. And now all of a sudden, when you get married to where someone is included in your life, you say, oh yeah, I want 5 foster kids on top of an animal sanctuary. It's like, no, that's now like you're wishing. You get what I'm saying? Because if you was to take on that, you don't have the capacity to take care of these things, so you're really putting them in a worse situation. And I'm like, that's irresponsible for her to dream that way, especially if she haven't got started yet on any of those things. I think she only has, how many dogs she got? 1 dog? 2 dogs?
I think she has a couple.
She has a couple dogs.
2 or 3. I don't know, because together they got 5.
So I'm like, we already got 5. We already got 5 animals.
Yeah. And
then you want to bring in 5 other kids, and then you want each of them to have their own room. So I'm like, yeah, you're not being considerate of even the people you want to bring in, the animals you want to bring in, and the husband you just married.
Okay. Well, Becca is moving out of the shared apartment.
Yeah.
Claire comes by, and Claire apparently just packed up her stuff. Why, Claire? You should have been packed up.
I don't even know why Claire
been gone.
I don't know why Claire was even living in that spot still.
I guess so she can commiserate with Emily.
She might be homeless.
Who knows? Well, Becca spoke to Austin that morning. He doesn't understand why he can't have the producer as a friend and Becca as a wife, and she can't be in a relationship with him. She needs a partner who is honest with themselves.
Hey, Becca, I need you to be honest with us. What's going on with them two? With the producer?
Yeah, fill us in completely.
Yeah, because I'm like, you just keeping it as the female producer, leaving us to speculate and things like that. I heard some things about there was some inappropriate relationship during this filming of the season that caused that producer to lose his job. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how false that is. But that's why Becca needs to tell us what happened, because she's there. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, Becca, you just leaving things vague for us to interpret, and we're not there. I can't really meet you where you are because you're not guiding me there. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Well, Emily is packing up, about to move out, and then her friend FaceTimes her, calls her. Emily knows that being alone might be hard since she hasn't had time to process everything, including the accident. Okay. She thinks she needs to travel to keep herself from getting in a dark place. She's been sad. She's been angry. She doesn't regret going through the process, but knows it won't be easy getting through the grief.
Emily, this shouldn't be... don't grieve over Brennan. Okay, it's kind of hard for me to feel sorry for you in this situation. I'm actually grateful that it didn't work out, that you didn't find yourself in a situation to where you felt like you had to submit yourself to this mistreatment.
Right, for years.
Because you never been in a serious relationship. So you could easily deceive yourself into thinking like, oh, if it's bad now, it only gets better from here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it could get a lot worse from here. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So as bad as you may feel, I know it wasn't a good experience for you on Married at First Sight, I'm actually grateful that it happened.
Yeah.
That you can actually be like, you know what, I'm not with this guy that they pair me up with, and my life can actually stop being miserable now, besides it continuing on outside the apartments.
Yeah, and I can understand Emily, like, just grieving the fact that you thought you had a future with somebody.
Yeah.
Even if the person was not it at all, I can understand that you wanted to have the husband, the family, and thinking that you're getting started on this journey, and then it all comes crumbling down before your face.
Yeah.
So I can not resonate. I can understand it. Emily, I think Emily's helping Becca into her place, or either or. Anyway, they help him move stuff back into somebody's house.
Yeah.
And they discuss how things have unraveled since the beginning of the process. They both want to wait to date until after they work on themselves a bit.
Okay.
Emily says that they think they can treat us like this for a reason. And Emily thinks although this is her first relationship, it can steer her in the right direction for future relationships. Becca says that when you put boundaries up, it'll be easier to communicate that. So that way you can express your emotions and not be as reactive.
Yeah.
And Becca tells Emily that she'll be a great partner one day and lists off all of her positive attributes.
Listen here. Good luck to both of y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, to Blair's point, I understand you probably came in with the idea that y'all was going to leave with husbands and things of that nature, especially since you can't really pinpoint what went wrong or how or when. You get what I'm saying? But just be grateful that, like, it's a clean slate.
Yeah.
Because it could get a lot worse if y'all was to take this back home with y'all.
True. Well, Austin is back at his place with his roommate. Austin says that there was an issue with the process of filming and how it felt inauthentic to Becca. He went out with a producer. Becca found out. He did lie to her. And it was the absolute worst day for him when he got called out. He reached out to Becca afterwards to talk, and she felt that he should have taken the time to think about everything. But he said he wasn't thinking about anything. He just disconnected.
What does that mean?
That he didn't think about what he did wrong. He just called her to talk.
That leads me to think, is he socially awkward? Because I'm like, how can you like Austin make things seem like a cause and effect thing in the sense of like, oh, this is why I disconnected. No, I think you may be like socially awkward.
Okay.
Because how can you not read the room? How can you do what you did to Becca, be called out to the point where you're embarrassed, and you know Becca feels some type of way, and you call the next day or call the next week or whenever you call to be like, so what are you doing? It's like you're not picking up on social cues at all.
Yeah.
And this supposed to be the person that you said you was in love with, that you wanted to be married to. But you can't even pick up the social cues of this person's unhappy with me.
I'd rather it be that, but for some reason I believe it's not.
What do you mean?
I'd rather that he actually have an issue to where he doesn't understand, but I feel like he does.
Okay.
I feel like he understands the full gravity of what's going on. He understands what Becca's talking about, but he just doesn't want to deal with it. And I feel like a lot of people, but a lot of guys in general, just tend to say, she's hollering, I'm not listening. I don't even care what she's talking about. So that's the sense I get. I could be reaching, but I feel like he just didn't want to deal with it. Just the same way he didn't want to deal with the intimacy thing. Instead of staying in the room and trying to work through their stuff over that weekend, he had to go sleep in the other person's bed. He just avoiding stuff.
Was it even an issue that night, or did he just get up and be like, I want to sleep in the football?
There wasn't an issue, but the overlooming issue is we about to get it popping tonight. And he decided, I'm going in the other room.
Yeah.
So apparently Becca thought that he would have apologized, but he did not. Becca told him that she wanted to disconnect immediately, and he says that this is one of the hardest times in his life.
Yeah, whatever, Austin. Like, this is one of the hardest times in my life, reviewing your relationship.
I mean, and the thing is, I could very well believe it's one of the hardest times in his life, but I think Dr. Pia was right when she said that Austin just lacks the self-reflection that is needed to be in a relationship with Becca. Like, he is not thinking about anything, his role in things, or Dr. Pia was on point when she said that.
Maybe, because to me, I'm like, I don't know how he's a functional adult, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, Brennan's out with his friend. He's a single man. They go get drinks, and he even leaves talking about the bartender was cute. I looked at the bartender. She favored Emily.
You think so?
Yes.
I think white people be looking the same.
She was petite. She was kind of, well, I guess petite is short, and she had blonde hair, platinum blonde like Emily.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, did you get a good look at her?
Not really.
Okay. Well, Brennan says that he was miserable and he had to put his pride aside to come to terms with the fact that he wanted a divorce. He's going to take time for himself, but it was cool having someone to do stuff with. Brennan says that this taught him how to ask more questions and to get deeper. And he knows that he made some mistakes. Like he cared about Emily, but there were moments when he was looking through diary cams and saw one of her talking junk about him. And he asked her to delete it. Apparently that is controlling.
Well, first of all, he tried to paint it as, you know, like I was looking through the diary cans, like looking at memories. Cause he tried to paint it as if he wasn't quote unquote being controlled. He tried to paint it as like, you know, we had a good time. I just want to go through the memories and things of that nature. But then I saw that she was bad talking me, and I just asked her to delete it. I'm like, bruh, like, I'm not on Emily's side. I'm definitely not on Brennan's side. But I would say, if there is something bad to say, that is her quote unquote description of you in that moment. Yeah. You can't tell her to delete something that belongs to her and things of that nature. So Brennan, quote unquote, with this whole, because this is a facade. This Brennan over here, he acting like he's all like, this is the most he ever talked in all the counseling sessions that he had with all the counselors. Yeah. And this is the most reflective he ever been, in the sense that he makes it seem like, you know, like, I'm sad and it went down. You're not sad. And things like that. And the fact that you told Brennan, that you told Emily to delete the diary cams is because you are controlling, and that you cared about the optics. Yes. You cared about the optics, and the men cared about protecting the women. So what do the women need to be protected of, and why do the men care about how they view? This season is crazy. Yeah. Crazy bad. Yes. He calls it baseless accusations by being called controlling. Okay. He does feel hurt a bit after all of this. And the friend asks him, you know, is there anything you want to say to her? Do you want to have a meet up with her? And Brennan says, no, not really. The friend says, I don't want you to regret leaving things unsaid. And the friend thinks that Brennan might need closure, but he's not willing to do it. And if he doesn't think it's important, you can't make him do nothing. This is a perfect example of you don't really know your friends. Right? There are certain things that I will cape for my friends for 100%. And there's certain things that I will not cape for my friends, because at the end of the day, I don't know my friends. So I think Brennan have done an excellent job of presenting himself one way to his friends that they don't even know this side. Yeah. That quote unquote, that's why he keep talking about the optics, and meaning like, oh, this is the real me. I already been putting on a facade for everybody that knows me. You get what I'm saying? So now everybody get to see me in all my glory. And I think like the fact that his friend is speaking of Brennan as if he's this leveled, intelligent guy and things like that. I'm like, Brennan haven't showed that. Brennan haven't shown himself to be equal and be open to quote unquote advice, or open to conversation, or open to conversation and things like that. I'm like, Brennan's faking for you right now. True. So that's why I'm like, I think this is a perfect example of we don't really know our friends and just leave it like it is. Yeah. Well, Chloe and Michael, they go to a bar. They're making out at the bar. Yeah. And apparently after the sex store, they started sexing it up. Yeah. Michael says that it's been great. And Michael asks, what are 3 things that's important about where they'll live in the future? Yeah. And Chloe is saying, well, we got to have room because we have 5 dogs. We need to have ease of access. And we also need to have parking. Okay. Chloe asks what he thinks about a house, and Michael would be down for that. They could ride her lease out since his ends in June, hers ends in December. And he thinks they should commit to 5 days living together, and 2 days they can reset and let that be their transition period. And Chloe asks, will that make us feel unmarried? And Michael says that he's not worried about it, that they might need that so that way those 5 days they can stay engaged and present with each other. Chloe asked him if there's anything that gives you pause, and she brings up the whole animal sanctuary foster situation. And he says he's not scared of her dream,
but he's scared of the size of it. 5 kids at one time, 500 animals. That's a lot.
So you scared of the dream, Michael? Like, cause that's the only way. Listen here, if she wanted a kid and animals, she already got 5 animals. She ain't happy with 5 animals. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? She want another 495. You get what I'm saying? So Chloe, this is what I don't understand. When Michael does Chloe things to Chloe, it's a problem in the sense of taking time away and things of that nature to recharge. But when you did it to Michael, it was something that you needed to recharge. Listen here, man. I don't even know if Michael, quote unquote, wants to do what he suggested. I think he just took the data of what you did and be like, because she's the type to run away for a couple of days and things like that, I say on the weekends she can go be on her own. I don't even know if Michael want that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he suggested it and now she's like, will we be unmarried? You did that when y'all was married. So I'm
and if you don't want that, Chloe, just say that. So I don't get it.
I'm confused of why you confused that he said it when you did it first.
Yeah.
He only said it because you did it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, Chloe, something is strange in this whole interaction. I'm not saying it's bad. It's too strange for me to pick a side.
Okay. Because
I'm like, you got these big dreams, and then on top of that, you talk about how you have to recharge. Mike will give you days to recharge, and you're like, well, I want to feel married. Would that make us feel unmarried? And that I'm just like, you are leaving me in a strange place, in a gray area with y'all.
Mm-hmm. Well, Becca FaceTimes her friend. Yeah. And the friend feels for Becca for putting so much time and energy into something that didn't work out. Mm-hmm. Becca has been critical and demanding in the past, and she doesn't know if she might have done too much of that in this relationship. The friend doesn't think that if she would have done anything differently or if she would have been less like that it would have changed the course of the relationship. Becca thinks that Austin will grow from this, but but the friend is saying even if he does grow, the solution isn't to run back to him.
What did you think about that?
I was glad that her friend acknowledged that Becca's going through a hard time. And I was also glad that she told her, don't go back. Because it's very easy to be lonely, to miss somebody, to be like, I was married to them or I am married to them, and just run back to a situation that doesn't serve you. And I don't think the situation serves Becca. And I honestly do agree. I don't think there's anything Becca could have done differently to get a different reaction out of Austin. Austin wasn't giving much. Even from the beginning, Austin didn't want to talk about hard topics because he wanted things to flow and be easy. And I get it. Okay, honeymoon, fine. A little weird, but okay. But to the point that we're at home and you're still making jokes and I can't talk freely with you, that's a whole nother problem. To the point that now we can't even be comfortable sexually. And when I bring it up, you catch an attitude or you're not into it or you need to leave. Like, no, it's not working.
No, it's not.
You had any thoughts about that?
Nope.
Well, Austin is at a bar with his friends. He says that it's been a roller coaster. His friend asked him, what did you do? And he says that he did F up. He would have done a lot differently, but he felt there was no salvaging it.
Austin, you just giving us words. Because there was many moments in the marriage where you could have actually saved the marriage.
Yeah.
The only reason why I can see why you didn't want to save it is because you don't like Becca like that. So, and that's why I give you flack, because I'm like, you're not being honest with us. Just say you don't like her. Just say you don't like her. That's all.
Well, Lauren and Orion, I was like, oh my gosh, why is Orion here? They go to dodgeball archery.
And truth be told, I really don't even know why you got that much heat for Orion without having that heat for Lauren too.
Well, the thing is, I don't like to hear Orion talk.
I don't like to see either of them.
Because Orion talks in circles. He never answers her questions. Like, I just don't like to see him or hear him talk because he doesn't lead us anywhere. We stay in a confused state because he doesn't like to be clear.
Facts.
So that's why Orion really exhausts me. Lauren, I'm like, Lauren, you starting to get there. But Orion, I'm just like, I just can't.
Lauren about to put that red nose on for me because I don't even understand what this is about right here.
Yeah. Well, Orion did invite Lauren out. She allowed the friendship door to be open, and he actually took a step towards friendship. Lauren says that she's doing well. The process was a blessing and a lesson. Orion says that he's doing good, and he says that he's not done in the process with Lauren. Lauren asks, well, what does that mean? Do you want to be more than friends? And Orion says that he doesn't want to leave things unresolved, and he's open to discussing possibly getting back together. Lauren doesn't know how much effort she wants to pour into their dynamic, and that's all that we see because Orion doesn't say anything else. So what are you trying to say, Orion? I don't even care at this point.
I have a question, right?
Yes.
Can I ask my question?
Go ahead.
I said, can I ask my question?
Yes.
Right? As a married woman, do a husband have to be friendly?
To who?
His wife.
Yes.
Is the friendship quality within a husband needed within the need of being married?
Yes.
So I don't understand how she can differentiate Orion being a bad husband, but he can be a good friend. I'm missing like I must have dozed off during our 2000 episodes of Married at First Sight, but I don't understand how you said, I'm going off your words now. I'm not putting words in your mouth. You said one of the characteristics that a husband must have, he must have that friendship quality. He must have that characteristic of being friendly.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That leads to having friends, being a friend. All that is compacted in being a husband, right? So all of that, Orion wasn't. He wasn't a good husband, right? He didn't give her the grace. You begged for the grace. You cried for the grace. You pleaded for the grace. You went to the counselors for the grace. He didn't give it to you, right? But somehow you are leaving this friendship door open as if that haven't been proven that he can't be a good friend within the compacted qualities of a husband. I'm lost here, Lauren.
Why do you even want to be friends with him? I wouldn't. He can't even hold a conversation, girl. Like, why do you want to be friends with this man?
She really hates when he talks, okay? And I'm just like, I don't understand what you see. Because I would think that the husband is the quote-unquote highest achievement within a male and female relationship, right? And I'm not talking about like a platonic relationship. I'm talking about like, let's say if they're dating and things of that nature, and there is a agreement between the two that they both have a goal of marriage, right? Yeah. I would think that husband is the highest goal to achieve. There's nothing else above that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So if he can't achieve the highest goal, because many times they're not throughout those highest goals, you start off as just acquaintances, and then you start off as friends, and then maybe y'all may go to dating, and then y'all be boyfriend, girlfriend for a while, then fiancés, and then marriage, husband's wife. If he quote unquote skipped to the top, and throughout those levels, he haven't been friendly, he wasn't a friend to you, you even said that, hey, he don't reach out, so all of a sudden he reaches out of nowhere after all this time you was crying on the show, you still want to be friends with this guy? Why?
Exactly. I don't get it.
Let's move on.
Well, Michael calls Cameron, and Cameron was set off by Becca saying that the men silenced the women. Okay. It triggered him because he never told Claire. Oh, no, he was set off. Oh, yeah. He was triggered by him because he never told Claire that she couldn't do or say anything. He's always asked her to express herself. Cameron felt everything Emily was doing was being coordinated and controlled by Claire. Yes. And he felt that it was being done to him in his entire marriage. She would lie to him to get a reaction out of him, and he doesn't plan on ever talking to her again. I wish Lauren would have said the same thing. But yeah, Cameron's done with Claire. He don't want nothing to do with her.
Listen here, man. I'm not defending Claire because we know Claire is I'm not defending Cameron because we know Cameron's a weirdo as well. But my thing is, I agree with Cameron. Claire has a lot to say for someone who don't or not even in a marriage.
Why are you even there still?
So
why are you packing up and leaving when everybody else is?
But it's the whole thing is misery loves company. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So this whole thing of the women been silenced, y'all been together, obviously trading stories. Y'all banded together, and y'all have this feminist movement on Married at First Sight. Y'all would not silence us. Yes. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, for one, in order for y'all to even come together, the thing that brings y'all together is that y'all miserable together. Yeah. It's not even that y'all want to be together. And now I see in the previews, y'all trying to bring Chloe into the fold. You get what I'm saying? Because misery loves company.
Right. Well, Cameron asked Michael, how are things going with him?
Yeah.
Michael says that things have been good with Chloe, but he's trying to sort through how he feels about his own emotional growth and ability to continue in a marriage. Cameron tells him to consider being less serious about the marriage to make sure that the serious of the marriage is organic after decision day.
Listen, misery loves company. Listen.
What kind of advice are you giving, Cameron?
Listen,
what?
Just like I said, the women get together and misery loves company. The men on the other side, Cameron, like, hey, listen, don't take this marriage thing seriously. Don't take it seriously. We all said no. You get what I'm saying? Matter of fact, take it less serious. So when the camera's off, you can actually see how serious it is so it can grow organically. What?
Well, Michael has to remind Cameron what the whole purpose of coming on to this
show
was.
Exactly.
And Michael says, well, we're not trying to continue in dating. It's about continuing a marriage.
Yes.
So thanks, but no thanks.
Thank you, Cameron. Goodbye.
Yeah, Chloe and Michael, it is their 1 month anniversary.
Yeah.
They get into this like spa tub thing together. And Chloe says that this is the healthiest relationship she's ever been in her life. Michael feels very fond of her. Now he knows what it feels like to have somebody who will always have his back.
Yeah, that's kind of concerns me though. If this is the healthiest relationship you had in your life and I'm the first one, ooh, that's not good.
Right. She asked if there's anything he asked for and didn't receive. And pretty much for him, the animal sanctuary. Chloe came in wanting an empathetic man. And she asked, are they on the trajectory to being in love? And he says, yes. She asked if decision day is tomorrow, what would he say? He'd say that they're trending towards a yes. But to say yes, they need to solidify, sustain, and progress in their emotional connection. That would make him want to continue in a marriage and not so much dating.
Yeah.
Chloe says that I'm hearing that it might be a no. And he would say, at this point, I have insufficient data.
I hate how Michael talks. Michael says a lot of words that he says 10 sentences that could be said in 3.
I was with Chloe like that. Okay, so basically no.
So I'm like, so the same way you hate Orion talks because he really don't say anything, I kind of get Michael's point in the second paragraph already, but he's still going.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, just say it in 2 sentences. You get what I'm saying? So I'm with Michael. I'm like, hey, y'all don't have enough. But at the end of the day, y'all got to expedite y'all process because we ain't going to be going on through another 1,000 episodes of this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I don't know. If decision day was today, what do you think their answers would be, Blair?
I think that would be yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think she going to say no.
Okay. Well, Emily and Becca, they get an aura reading done. Becca's is red, and she was told people feel safe with her. Try not to overcompensate by overgiving and allowing yourself to receive. Emily's is also red, but I guess it's the deeper red. I couldn't tell the difference.
Nope, it's the same.
But she knows who she is and is unapologetic. Things were hot and heavy when you found your person. Then when you went to cohabitate, the energy shifted greatly. Okay. They are both powerful, magnetic people who deserve the same. And Becca is still unsure if she made the right decision.
Listen here, man. I never saw a reading on camera for a show to where the reading is negative towards the person. And truth be told, I don't pay money for you to tell me negative things about myself.
Right.
So you better say something positive, okay?
Next, Michael and Chloe meet with Dr. Pia.
Yeah.
Michael tells Dr. Pia that their values and perspectives have been aligned.
Yep.
Chloe hasn't met his mom yet. Apparently his mom doesn't know, but he doesn't want to include his mom in until after decision day.
What do you feel about that?
I was actually okay with it.
Me too.
Because I was like, be sure of it before you start including friends and family. Like, just the way like you date and you date somebody for a while and know that you're serious about them before you bring them around your friends and family. I get that they're married, but at the same time, they could definitely be getting a divorce in 2 months.
Yeah, I agree. Just off the strength of this is his second marriage attempt.
Right.
Remember the first one, she said no at the altar.
Yeah.
So I think that he should be sure that he stays married with this one because there's only a certain amount of time I'm gonna rent a tux for you, brother.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Chloe has encouraged this mindset because there's no reason to elevate anxiety and confusion if we don't have to.
Okay.
Dr. Pia is respecting their decision. She's curious if they have doubts that might be impacting planning the future and letting his mom know. Michael is unsure of how things will progress after decision day. Their leases are 6 months apart is when they end. Dr. Pia asks, well, why aren't you guys asking whose place we're moving into instead of planning to be apart? And Michael says that he's navigating his emotions. Chloe says that if after decision day we say yes, where we're living isn't going to impact that. That is the most satisfying. This is the most satisfying and mature relationship she's been in. She says again, Dr. Pia's concern is that the authenticity, because your responses seem curated. She tells them
rehearsed.
And she says, what is this wall? Chloe says that she came in being raw and vulnerable and really not caring what anybody was going to think about her. She couldn't be more authentically herself. And she hopes, Dr. Pia hopes that they will be more honest with each other. And she's hoping that Chloe isn't people pleasing.
What do you think about that? Because I think y'all said when Chloe first came on the show that y'all didn't believe anything she said.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Pia. I'm sorry, Chloe. And maybe that's just Chloe's personality. Maybe it just comes across that way. I don't know what to say. But I kind of want to break down the fact of Chloe talking about if they decide to be together, where they live isn't going to impact that. I think it will. I think you can get very set in your ways, and to the point to where when it's time to merge your lives, it could be an issue.
Yep.
So I think that if you guys are already in a space where you're living together every day, keep it up. Instead of going back to your old life and then thinking like, I actually prefer this. So.
Yeah, I think the thing that she criticized Chloe for, I think she should have gave that to Michael. I think Michael's a people pleaser. And I think Michael's answers are rehearsed. Because I think Michael don't want to rock the boat. And
I see that too.
I think what happens is he sees his castmates that went through divorce. And truth be told, the worst thing you could do in a relationship, I know it may seem, it may counter what you feel, but the worst thing you could do in a relationship is be a yes man. To not have no standard about yourself. There's nothing that Michael have said or done in this marriage so far that is a standard or a hard point for him. Like basically, no, you will not leave. Or no, I don't want this. It's always like, oh, okay. Yeah. I just want to know the capacity, the process, and all that stuff, the curating, and I just want to allocate this. It's almost as if he is, quote unquote, I don't know what Michael stands for.
Exactly. Like, I don't know
nothing about Michael.
Opinions.
Michael is just like, I can make myself fit.
Right. He's like, I could make it work. I just got to know more about it.
I can fit into your life as long as you let me wear your earrings and your necklaces and every now and then your skirts.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I'm like, I don't know what Michael's for. I don't know what Michael wants.
I don't
know what he's for. I don't know what he's standing for. So if there's anyone who I don't believe that they are showing their true self, it's Michael.
Fair.
With Chloe have done nothing but shared her dreams and her goals and what she wants, as crazy or as big as it may sound. And all Michael is saying like, okay, cool. I like that. Yeah, let's do it. But Michael, I haven't heard a no from Michael yet. You get what I'm saying? So I can't believe nothing that I see on the surface with Michael.
True.
Anything else?
That's the end of the episode.
Listen here, man. We are pressing through.
Do you think it'll be Decision Day Part 2 next week?
No, it ain't. It get Decision Day out your head.
Oh, okay.
Decision Day is not happening for another 2 months.
Okay.
So
Okay.
It just gonna be a new episode next week.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Got it.
How do you feel about this episode overall? Are you ready for the season to be over, or are you in? I just want new information.
Yeah, I'm ready for the season to be over. I'm tired of these people.
Wow.
I mean, we had Decision Day. We seen after the Decision Day. What more can you show us? I really want Decision Day Part 2 to be about 30 minutes so we can find out Michael and Chloe's decision. But they're probably going to show us Becca and Emily going to get smoothies and all this type of stuff. I'm not concerned about that.
Blair basically said she's tired of talking to y'all. And she don't want to be with y'all and talk to y'all in the comments.
I want to talk to y'all, but I mean, there's nothing going on this show.
I just want something new.
Yeah.
Just give me some new information. Don't keep compounding me with the same information with same type of stuff. But besides that, I do want the finale to come before the month of March over, please. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Y'all be good.
Bye.